Here we are in Vilnius, Lithuania. You're here for the 6th annual Salsa Festival here in Vilnius, and it's a pleasure to be here with the both of you. It could kindly just give us a quick introduction as to who you are.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here with you. My name is Burju Perez. I was born in Istanbul, Turkey, grew up in New York City, and migrated my way to Boston, where I met my wonderful husband over here. We've been dancing together for 13 lovely years. We had a group called Ache Machete. Now it's just the two of us carrying the torch, but it's a great ride. We just love being able to do this together as partners, as best friends, as husband-wife team, and it's a good time.
Excellent.
Just like she mentioned, we're a dynamic duo. My name is Victor Perez from Ache Machete as well, born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts, a little town called Lawrence, suburb outside of Boston. Yeah, and we've been dancing 13 years. I grew up dancing with my parents about the age of 13, but grew up and here we are today.
50 years from now, it is very possible that your legacy, everything that you are doing today, will not only be forgotten, but not even cared about. Whatever it is that you do, it is very possible that 50 years from now, they're not even going to know your name. They're not going to know your contribution. They're not going to care, because it will be a thing of the past. In 50 years, it is very possible that you will be history, but still alive. How do you feel about that?
For me, now thinking about it, like all the work that we've done in the past 10 years, I would be very sad if, you know, a lot of the things that we've done and accomplished were forgotten and we were history and people weren't, you know, enjoying it like they are now. But it is very sad that we'll be forgotten, and, you know, I do get a little teary-eyed because, you know, it'll be sad that 20, 30 years from now people will be like, Acha who? Or Victor and Burju who? You know, this is what's going on now. And start new flips, and it's sad because it's almost like what people are doing now to the legends, you know, that are in the past. You know, people are not remembering those legends and only looking at what's from here on and not learning their history. So, you know, it's an eye-opener for a lot of our generation and younger that they need to learn their history and know where all this is coming from.
In 50 years, I think, yeah, maybe salsa gonna change again, and then we're gonna say, hey guys, what you guys are doing, it's not salsa, but it's a new salsa, so you need to understand and accept it. So I would try to accept it and keep innovating.
There's a man who passed away. His name is Chuco Valdez, Chuco Valdez, not Chucho, but Chuco Valdez. He was from Cuba. He was the rehearsal pianist of Arsenio Rodriguez for many, many, many years. He was with Arsenio when Arsenio created the mambo, with the old Diablo and the mambo and everything. He was there. And he told me something very, very important. That bass player was my left hand. That pianist was my right hand. That bongocero was my left foot. And all those dancers were my fingers and my toes. When you start removing instruments and elements from our music, you're removing parts of my body.
I think that you would feel very bad right now. We can learn a lot from those people, and it's very, very nice to know those things, you know. So yeah, it's very, very sad when you ask me that question.
I got really emotional after this question, as you can see. For me, it's really hard to hear those words, because after hearing this sentence, it feels like person was dedicated to dancing, to music, since he probably was in mommy's belly. It was everything for him, and it's just hard to explain in words, and the way it makes you feel hearing that it means so much to you that you can lose part of your body, part of your mind, part of your soul by some people not understanding for what you dedicated all your life. Wow, just hearing all that knowledge in those quotes, it makes me want to cry, because I do agree. And I'm a very old soul. I'm not even 30 yet, but I am a very old soul. And I remember listening to the music my grandma would play for me. Not even my parents, my grandmother. And I would be moved by that. Why? Because, think of dancing like a relationship. When you take away elements of a relationship, when you take away trust, or if you take away compassion, or if you take away consideration and leave everything else, it ruins everything.
Yeah.
It totally ruins everything. And music is, especially what we're talking about, our mambo, our salsa, our guangos, our timbas, our bombas, everything. It's just that richness is what makes it. And that's why it's become so generic, because you've taken those things away. It's like taking those things out of love. And it hurts, and I understand them. And it is lonely, because even me being so young and being a teacher and having been in places where I wasn't even legal to get into, but they would let me in because I had so much love for the music and the dance. I miss it, and I wasn't even born yet, and I miss it, and it hurts. And I totally understand them, and I do agree.
50 years from now, you could be the ones that say, you guys have no idea what you're doing. You could be looking at a 20, 30-year-old 50 years from now, when you're, 60, 70, 80, and you could be the ones like Tito Puente, who says, I'm playing one thing, but they're dancing another.
I'll probably be very, very hurt. And, I want to educate that person. You need to learn your history and respect the music and respect the dance, because it is personal to some people that have dedicated their whole life to it. And just like you said, I'll probably be very, very grabbing somebody by the collar. Hey, come here, let me educate you, buddy. Like, you need to learn your history and know what you're trying to do and do it the right way, so you could pass it on for generations and not die it out.
Yeah, we have to keep passing on our torch. Everybody is going to interpret and evolve, but it's important to let them know that they have a responsibility to connect to the past, to and not just our past, but the very, very roots of the rhythm and the dance. Like, where is it all coming from? And it's progression and evolution, because everything does progress and evolve and change, and we have to be accepting of that as well, that it's going to happen. But if we remember to look back and still carry and forward what was created and continue to educate, then it's all worth it. Then it's all comes together. Then it makes sense, and we're doing it justice. But we can't let the legends, whether it's us or the legend, we don't consider ourselves legends, but the real legends, they deserve, their legacy just has to live on. It's part of what this art form is, and to lose that is a disservice. So,
Who? Eddie Torres? That guy, he's the thing of the past. This is now. Eddie, how would you feel about that?
Well, first let me say this. I'm not too far behind the generation of the Palladium dancers, all right? I am 60 years old, and even an experience that I had, which I thought was very humorous, I'm at a place doing a conference and a lecture and demonstration about the dance, and I had my DVD, my first teaching video, on the table, and a young lady comes by and she goes, oh my goodness, she says, that's Eddie Torres, and she's looking at me, she goes, is he still alive? And I looked at her, I said, well, let me check my pulse. I said, I think I'm still. She goes, oh, she goes, I'm so sorry. She says, I didn't realize it was you. And I said, listen, it's not a problem. I feel it's our responsibility to educate the youth of today and let them know, hey, you're appreciating this and you're enjoying this because of the input that these people had and of the contributions they made. And I think it's so important to recognize those who came before us and really laid down all the groundwork, and such beautiful artists that they were, and they should not be forgotten. We should maintain tradition. We can be contemporary as we want, take it into the future, but don't look at the past as, oh, that's no good anymore, that was yesterday.
I don't do anything without the people that laid the foundation for us, the musicians, the dancers. I'm not here without them, and it is.
That's right.
It is only right that before I do anything, I acknowledge these people here in the front, Carmen, and if they didn't get funky, I wouldn't be able to get funky. So this is for them.